I resist the very word reservation because it's not me that made it.
The problem with the First Nations people in the early days when the land was taken away from them is that they were very trusting. They lived on their land and they, grew their vegetables, picked their berries, went fishing, and just generally lived there and raised their children. They were very trusting, so when the European people came in and started living on the land with them, they just thought, well, we're sharing our land. They didn't realize at that time that they were going to take it away from them. And when the colonial system came through, they just took our land and pushed us in a corner.
Hi, my name is Sharon Cross. I live on Kuper Island. I used to live in Galiano with my grandparents and my aunt. And
Hi, my name is Florence James. My traditional name is Thiyas and Thiyasawat. That's my real name. And I was born at Galiano Island at near the point about 200 yards from Twompson. That's Deacon's Point. And I was born and raised there all my life.
Hi, my name is Monty Charlie. I live on Kuper Island. I used to live out in Galiano with my grandparents.
Hi, my name's Tony. I never lived out in Galiano. I'm currently living here with Monty on Kuper, but we do a lot of fishing and food gathering around Galiano.
I just want to talk about my grandmother. We called her Mama Sitla. She lived out in Galiano all her life, and she lived off the land and never ever, to the day she died, and she was over 100 years old, never ate like store-bought food or something. She'd get her sons to bring her food from the land. She didn't even have a doctor's record when she died. That's how healthy she was from what she lived on. She just looked after everybody, and she was like a nurse. She helped other people bring their babies into the world, and this was a strong woman. That's just how she was. That was the woman that came from Galiano.
Other than the closing down of our livelihood, which was fishing, not only that's what maintained us as in our culture, our foods, our traditional foods, it was also our livelihood, and now it's down to there's almost nil fishing in that area where we were raised. The major changes in the culture, I think, are the loss of the traditional foods that we were raised on, the lack of control that we have over our foods, our territories, and everyone else dictates what we can do and what we can't. But we're connected, very connected by spirit. We own it in our hearts. It's built inside of us. So we're never ever separated.
Why I moved out of Galiano is because of this boarding school. When I was such a young fella, this government started to look for First Nations people, bring them into the school. Oh, did I ever cry? Really cried for my grandmother because she was not too well. I really wanted to live with her because she used to look after me. Um, I still got no school education because we used to get strapped just because we talked our own language. We couldn't speak our own language. And that's how I lost my language, and I lost my fishing rights because I listened to the government peoples. So I lost really lots in my life.
I'd like to be remembered the way I was taught to be as a First Nations person, to love all peoples, to, I guess, enjoy my environment, take care of it, be respectful, and I share as much as I can, but the love that I have, no matter what I experience in my life, I still love people, but I want them to know how I feel. That's so my resistance is by speaking.
I wish I still lived out in Galiano with my grandparents. They're not alive no more. My mom and my dad are not alive no more, but I wish I still can go back out there and have these memories come back to me, and to speak my own language again. Because when I was quite young, I used to communicate with my elders in their own language. But now I got strapped and I got terrified, and I can't speak my language no more. But I really hated school at the time, and now I wish I can go back to school, to learn how to read and write. And I can't really say too much more because it hurts.